Hey guys, Free Spartans here. Last week, EA dropped their toughest places to play in the upcoming College Football 25 video game. I'll have the full top 25 list in the description below. I'll just go over the top 10 in this video and point out a couple others. Obviously, this is super subjective, so I didn't really expect EA to get a lot of things quote unquote right in my opinion, but there are some things that I've seen a lot of the community agree on which teams are the toughest to play against, and which stadiums they are. But nonetheless, let's get into the top 10. At number one, they put Kyle Field, Texas A&M. I definitely think that's one of the toughest places to play. Definitely deserving of a top 10 place for sure. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the toughest place to play, but they are the 12th man, so I guess it's not the worst choice in the world. But I do think there are some other better teams to put at uh, number one. At number two, they put Bryant-Denny Stadium for Alabama, and that one, I mean, obviously it's one of the larger capacity stadiums in college football, and it is a tough place to play, but I feel like it's more of a tough place to play just because you're going up against Alabama, and they've just been like the most dominant team of the 21st century. So I don't necessarily agree with them being number two either. Uh, at number three, Tiger Stadium LSU, and that's the one that I think should be number one. When I think of like the toughest places to play, 1, 2, I have LSU, Penn State. It doesn't really matter the order for me. I think those two are just far and away like the toughest places to play in college football. At number four, the Horseshoe, Ohio State. I think that's a pretty fair ranking for Ohio State. Number five, Georgia. That one's a little questionable to me. Georgia's obviously been really good recently, and I think that's kind of given them the benefit of the doubt, and that EA was just going to give them a really strong, tough place to play. But I do think that there are potentially, five tougher places to play in the SEC alone than Georgia. I don't know if it's just the red outs, and every time I feel like I watch a Georgia game, it seems like perfectly sunny out. But I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily have them in the top five. I think there are definitely five stadiums much tougher to play in than Georgia. At number six, Beaver Stadium, Penn State. That's one of those teams that, as I mentioned earlier, I think it's just like 1 and 2. LSU, Penn State, toughest places to play. At number seven, Camp Randall Stadium, Wisconsin snuck in. I really do like the fact that they gave Wisconsin some love there. The jump around is definitely really cool. Are they, a top 10 toughest places to play? Maybe not, but I mean, you know, I do like them giving some respect to Wisconsin there. Um, Number eight, they have Oklahoma, one of the new SEC schools. Number nine, Florida State. And number 10, Florida, which I was kind of surprised they gave Florida top 10 ranking. Um, Obviously, like when Florida's really good, the Swamp is definitely one of the toughest places to play. But just like recency bias, they haven't been very good recently, and so I thought that that was going to force Florida to slip down a little bit lower, to be honest, outside of the top 10. But good for them for making it in there. Some others outside the top 10 that I want to kind of mention. Number 16, Michigan. I believe Michigan has the largest capacity stadium in the country, and so for them to only be 16 was kind of surprising. I say this as a Michigan State fan. I definitely thought they should have been in the top 10. Number 17, right after Michigan, Lane Stadium, Virginia Tech. Definitely love to see the Virginia Tech love. Whenever Virginia Tech is doing well, college football just seems to be like 10 times better. And, they're supposed to have a pretty good team this year, so we'll just have to wait and see if they can, put together a good winning record. Uh, Number 20, Kinnick Stadium, Iowa. That's always a tough place to go play on the road for night games. You've seen a lot of teams slip up there recently. Notre Dame is at 21. My Michigan State Spartans is 22. And I believe the only group of five team is Boise State. and they're at number 24. So I'm glad at least the group of five got one team in there. I definitely gave some love. I don't even know if it's probably the toughest group of five stadium to play at, but obviously, like the blue turf is just iconic, and I do love EA giving the group of five some love. Um, so yeah, that's the top 10. And as I said, the full top 25 will be in the description below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the top 10. As I said, me personally, I'd have LSU 1, Penn State 2, maybe Ohio State 3, Texas A&M 4, and then to round out my top 5, I think I'd probably put Florida State, honestly, up there. Um, that's another tough place to play. Um, but yeah, let me know what you guys' top 10 are, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.